What's going on, everybody? This is the Ford Sports Media Podcast. It's episode 7. You ready to make it happen, Trey?
Let's make it happen.
We don't have a lot.
Yeah, there's not a ton going on. We're going to cover some of the A tier tournaments that have gone on. One in particular, we're going to do a preview for Goat Hill, another A tier that has some big names
It'll be a
playing.
big one. It's always a good event.
Oh, absolutely. But we'll see. There's some big names playing on both sides.
We've got a quick little pickleball minute. Got some new discs, not a ton. And then we're going to finish it off the way we did last week and the way we like to do it best.
Trey's Fun and Games, and
Thomas's top 5.
let's get into it, man. So, the Maricopa Open happened this past weekend, and
It was pretty much held from beginning to end by AB.
Yeah.
He was in first place, no tie the whole time. Absolutely crushed it.
yeah, it was a he finished from beginning to end. Had a great tournament. His first win as a Discraft sponsored athlete.
I was looking 1051 average for the event.
I mean, that's AB's potential right there. Anthony Burrell is a great talent. He obviously can throw super far, but as he's developing in his game, he throws super far, but then it seemed like he obviously putted super well at this tournament. To average 1051, you have to be lights on.
Oh yeah, it's like there's not room for error to play 1051 for across 30 rounds.
Yeah, that's some good golf. So impressive win from AB.
There were some good names at the tournament too. I mean, it's not like AB was just playing like by himself.
Yeah,
Marweed coming in second.
Marweed got second. Hamas got third. Albert Tim, I believe, finished fifth.
Gossage at 8th. Obviously, you've got plenty of people that are really good at disc golf. Just when we're talking names, we're going to talk about people who are probably more known by anybody listening. So
right,
it's definitely a really good field. Noah Meinsma. He was tied for 14th in the NPO.
It's a tough scene.
But seeing Andrew Marweed roll in and do well again at a tournament, I just feel like it's setting him up more and more for like a really good beginning of the season. Like if you start off this way, you've got a lot of room to like get hot. Like in NBA Jan, you're on fire kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, in Marweed, dang, what a start. He won. What was that name? The name of the tournament that he won?
I don't know why I'm missing that. It was the one off in Arizona.
Yeah, it was in Arizona, and then he comes in second. Has a great finish here at Maricopa. He is off to a hot start.
The Shelly Sharp Memorial.
That's it. The Shelly Sharp Memorial.
Is that Arizona?
It was Arizona, yeah.
Okay.
Because that's where you had AB and Drew.
Right.
Be some of the keynote names there. But yeah, Marweed's off to a hot start. And I'm just going to sit here and say I'm expecting a top 5 from Marweed at Las Vegas.
I could definitely see it. I don't think there's any reason that like Marweed, given how he's playing and some of these events, and we'll make a clear note. We're talking about tournaments that we see several pros play at. It's hard to really tell in the off season, like, is somebody playing an event and playing talent that you think it's like notable to win? And this is a big one. Like
absolutely,
Shelly Sharp. That's a big one. There's a lot of names playing in that tournament, and so Marweed has definitely like set the scene up for like a solid season.
Oh, absolutely. And I think playing these tournaments early is just going to help him get some of that rust off from the off season.
Totally.
He's already showing like second year with DGA, he is ready to go.
Yeah.
On the FPO side, I did want to note that Jennifer Allen, there were 2 big names at this tournament. They did come in first and second, and Jennifer Allen beat Kat Mersch.
Yeah.
And that's Jennifer Allen's second win on the season.
That's
because she dominated Shelly Sharp. And now has come and beat Kat Mersch, who is a great golfer.
She also held it wire to wire. She was tied after the first round and then proceeded to just continue to absolutely play lights out.
That is impressive. And I would just wonder, like, there's not as many of the big names playing in these tournaments on the FPO side, so we're not seeing like the Katrina Allens, the Paige Pierces,
the Evelinas,
the European folks haven't traveled over except for I guess Albert Tam.
Right.
But it'll be interesting to see, is this going to bode well for Jennifer Allen? Obviously a great athlete. She's been playing for a really long time, and she's a great golfer. But it'll be interesting to see how that kind of coincides with the start of the season, how she plays at Vegas. But
and all of us, I think, are very ready. Just for the off season to be over. I mean, I think the most exciting thing I've seen recently, like outside of, it's fun to see tournament results and whatnot,
Yeah.
but did you see on ESPN2 they were playing the
Yeah.
Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships?
Yeah. I mean, we're starting to get the recognition that we deserve.
Yeah.
It started out on ESPN 8, the Ocho, which was not where you want to see
Yeah.
our sport be, if I'm being honest.
Right.
But I mean, I think cornhole started there too, and now they are regularly shown on ESPN2.
I see cornhole literally everywhere. Every single time I go to, or at least in the past, I haven't been to Sono in a while, but every time I was at Sono, I'd be sitting there, TV right in front of me, cornhole.
Yeah.
And like, I don't blame them. I mean, I enjoy playing cornhole. It's not the sport that we play.
No.
But shout out to those guys playing cornhole. They're on TV. I'm not. And if they're on TV, they have to be making some money.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's great for the small sports. So maybe we start looking into a little bit of cornhole.
honestly,
But
maybe.
yeah, Sono is one of our favorite local spots.
Really good Go Cantina. So,
but
needless to say, we've got Goat Hill coming up. That's an exciting event. Always a really solid A tier.
yeah, and this year, this is Eagle McMahon's first tournament of the year. He's getting a little warm up for Vegas, and this is after several injuries. Particularly the injury from the 364 hand.
Oh yeah,
That was a brutal one. But I'm excited to see how he plays. Is he going to throw forehands? I know there's been videos of him trying and like showing his
looked a little
progress.
shaky.
Yeah.
It's like obviously, I think anybody that's coming off an injury is going to be expectedly nervous.
Oh, I mean, most definitely. And so it'll be interesting to see how Eagle goes about this tournament. Will we see him throw lefty on those holes, or are we going to see the forehand come back out? He's got competition, though. He's got to go against Drew Gibson. He's got Luke Sampson there, Albert Tam, Eric Oakley, Gavin Babcock, Cody Kirkland, who made a little bit of splash during the Pro Tour and got some lead cards this past year.
Definitely.
I threw Danny Beauchamp on this list. Yeah, I bought Heath up. His big German PA1 that he's got. I bought him that from Danny.
Okay.
So I'll shout out him. But
Drew Gibson has been dropping several videos recently of him throwing plenty of MVP. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it. I wonder what has he
I've
done it in the bag already? Like I'm sure Drew of all people, when you're running a bag that could be as wide as you want it to, your bag will change plenty over the course of a season if you want it to.
Yeah, he's done it in the bag, and then he's been doing these MVP videos. And I don't think these beginning of the season in the bags are super telling of what the folks are going to be throwing out throughout the year.
Yeah.
Because I even know Chris Dickerson's bag changed a ton. He still bags a ton of forces, but I don't think he has 8 forces in his bag anymore.
Right. And it's a stupid amount of forces. I mean, it's like the Paul Macbeth rocks. I've got this putter, I've got that driver, I've got 9,000 rocks in my bag.
Rock threes back in the day. But yeah, it is interesting to it's interesting to see Drew, because he does have a unique spot where he and Oakley and now James Proctor and others get the opportunity to throw multiple brands. And so from those videos from Drew, what I noticed was he was definitely impressed with some of the discs he threw. He really liked the glitch. He was very impressed with the glitch, and he was impressed with the octane. Wasn't sold on the 14.5 speed discs, but I just say you don't have the arm for him.
On the FPO side, we've got Owens Goggins, Maria Oliva, Jennifer Allen. Those are the larger names that are playing Goat Hill.
Goggins.
I love watching Owens Goggins play. It's so fun. When you talk about somebody who just seems very relaxed when you're watching her, she seems very like the sport is meant to be fun to her, and that's the beauty of disc golf and sports in general. But she has more fun than anybody else.
Oh, absolutely. And she has maybe the best forehand in FPO. Might be a hot take, but her forehand is lethal. So she'll be a force to reckon with. Maybe the favorite in this. But I think Maria Oliva is the interesting storyline on the FPO side, because Owen and Jen Allen both stayed with Innova.
Right.
and Maria left Innova to go to Thought Space.
Right.
And so it'll be interesting to see Maria Leva also with Infinite Discs. And so it'll be interesting to see, can Maria, with these new sponsorships, throwing new discs, how does she do compared to these household names of Evan Scoggins and Jennifer Allen?
Right.
What do you think? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Anytime you change sponsors, I say anytime. Chris Dickerson goes off, changes sponsors, and then wins the first major of the year last year. That was kind of like a nuts one.
But that's Chris.
That is Chris. I always think that it's hard to change sponsors. It's kind of like the hardest hole in disc golf is like the playthrough hole. It's when you've got eyes on you. And like when you change sponsors, that's when you've got really the most eyes on you. Like,
for sure.
Are people going to like actually succeed, or is this going to be like a move that wasn't worth it for you and your game and your consistency with how long you've been playing with certain discs? Obviously, she's got the opportunity to throw stuff that she has before.
Right. She's also newer to the sport. I'm not sure exactly when she started, but I know she hasn't been playing for a ton of time.
Yeah.
So she may not have now the built-in like years and years of throwing the same discs. So I could see it being an easier move for her as opposed to somebody like Jennifer Allen, who's been with Innova for forever and will never leave Innova.
That makes sense. Let's go ahead and let's pick winners on both sides.
Let's do it.
Just the number one. We don't have to go all the way through. It's just an A tier. We'll do a little bit more as we lead into the actual season.
Oh, for sure.
All of those we'll be doing lots of picking, lots of fantasy sports down the line. So on the MPO side, Trey, who do you think you got?
Man, I'm looking at this list. I want to pick Albert Tam. I think he's going to have a great performance here. But, I mean, Eagle McMahon, he's playing this tournament. He's going to play well. I don't see anybody beating Eagle. I think he's going to win it by 5 strokes.
Honestly, I can see it. I think Eagle's going to be my pick, though. I want his teammate, Gavin Babcock, to take the cake, man. I'm excited for him. He's a fun dude to watch, and so I'll be really glad to see him throw a new classic, but in the similar state as Maria Leva. When you change sponsors, it's a big change. So we'll see. I think it'll be telling of how Babcock's going to play this year, but I think I'm going to have to go with Eagle as well. On the FPO side, I think Jennifer Allen takes it down.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good pick considering the way we've seen her start out this season. I'm gonna divert a little. I'm gonna go own Scoggins. I think she pops off and just I won't say wins by 5 strokes, but I think all 3 of the women that we listed before, Jen Allen, Maria, and Owen will all perform well, but I think Owen will take it. Maybe in a playoff with Jen Allen. That would be
really fun to see, like a solid A tier get a playoff. That would be a good like taste of what the regular season's going to look like.
Absolutely. So Thomas, let's get that pickleball minute.
Hey, I love me some pickleball. I haven't had a lot of time this past week. My wife and I were sick. It's a really long week, honestly. Just not a lot of time for much. But I did get a little recap in on the pickleball action this week on the Pro Pickleball Tour. The Desert Ridge Open happened.
Yeah.
And in the exact same fashion as last week, Ben Johns goes and gets the Triple Crown, winning men's singles, winning men's doubles with his brother Colin.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a fun time. And then taking the mixed doubles with Anna Lee Waters. And then on the opposite end, Anna Lee goes and wins singles, doubles, and then plays with Ben Johns and takes the mixed doubles crown. So I'm interested as we kind of start watching a little bit more of this. I'm curious what the parity looks like. We obviously come from a sport where for a while there were just a couple people.
It was Paul and occasionally Ricky on the men's side, and then Paige Pearson, occasionally Katrina Allen on the FPO side. So we're used to this, and to see a sport growing like this, you're going to just see the talent level increase and have the parity increase and increase. So that'll be good for that sport. But right now, it's kind of cool to just see these Triple Crown winners each tournament.
It's a fun one. And I mean, I will say, I like watching singles way more than doubles in pickleball. we played disc golf. We like single sports. Now you grew up playing team sports. You were a
Right.
football guy.
Football, I did baseball, I did lacrosse, a little bit of everything. And
Yeah.
so it was that was really different for me. Wrestling was the only sport that I did that was like an individual, and even then I was on a team, right?
Right.
But yeah, disc golf was a big transition because it's like totally on you.
Yeah.
You're playing your game unless you're playing doubles, but like,
And that's what I like. And I think the sentiment comes primarily from like I don't want to have the ability to blame anybody else or be blamed by somebody else. It's why I probably even prefer singles when we're playing disc golf. Like doubles is fun here and there. We had a good time playing.
Yeah, we
doubles.
did.
Like, was that Saturday? That was Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
That was a good time. Like, it's fun to go out there. Like, especially after we had like played a tournament and played the same layout at a course over and over again, prepping for it. It was like nice to go out, play a crazy layout, enjoy some time, play with a guy we hadn't played with before.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
But I love single sports, and with the pickleball court size, doubles is really like I will say, pro doubles looks a lot different than amateur doubles. Amateur doubles is like hit it as hard as you can at a specific person, hoping they're going to miss. The pros are really good at hitting those, and so it becomes a lot of like let the ball land and then hit this like sharp shot just barely over the net. So it kind of reserves this like completely separate play style than singles, whereas singles is really about placing a shot on one side, continuing to place it on that side, and then finally when your opponent is far enough, like maybe even like off like the actual court part, like hitting a shot on the other side as a winner. So I like that, but I also get more exercise when I play singles. Doubles is more like standing in the same
There
place.
you go.
But,
Yeah, I will say I've since we've brought in this pickleball minute, I've been trying to familiarize myself with the sport, and I was looking at the Desert Ridge Open. Did I say that right?
You did.
And I was looking at like the bracket, and I saw a name that I recognized not from sports, and it was Anderson Scarpa. So I saw the name, I was like, I know that name. And so I looked him up, did some research, and turns out we went to the same high school.
Which will make another clear note. Everybody that went to Trey's high school plays professional sports. It is literally just Trey, and he's a professional podcaster now.
Hey, I mean, what can I say? No, but it was cool to see Anderson played tennis at Baylor at my high school, and to see his name on there, it was kind of like, oh, that's cool.
I think he was the 16th seed in the singles.
Yeah, and I didn't get to see how he did, but
I didn't either. But like to be playing at that level at all is like super cool, and to be like I don't know where he lives, but to travel out that far to go play pickleball, like that's fun. That's exciting. Like at any level of sport.
And so it gave me a little bit of an into the sport, a little bit of motivation to get a little more involved and see how he's doing. So shout out to Anderson Scarpa.
So we've got some new discs, not really any that are like super worth mentioning per se. Trey, I think the only like we could talk about the Tasty from Cliffa disc.
The Tasty.
We don't really know what this is. It kind of that rim looks kind of like a 6-7 speed.
I'm thinking mid because I'm looking at the max weight.
And it's 179.
179.
That would make sense.
That seems like a midweight, but I mean, I could be totally off base.
I just feel like that shadow almost gives me like, that's not as wide as like an FD.
It almost gives me like Mako vibes.
Yeah, I can see that.
So if we
we're never gonna get our hands on any of these discs, Trey. Last time we talked about this.
I mean, I want to though. So
if this video gets 50 likes,
yeah, we'll cut it in half.
I will play a tournament and throw that disc at least twice in a 2-round tournament. Obviously, I can't throw it the whole time, but like if I can get my hands on it, 50 likes and I'm doing it.
Hey, I'm all into. We'll get 2 of them, and we'll both throw the Tasty.
Exactly. And then on another end, we got what looks to be a 3D printed disc.
Yeah. So this is the NSH 1701 from Noob Sim House Custom Discs. And yeah, it looks definitely 3D printed, which is an interesting take on the disc.
Yeah, we can't really see much about the disc. Its max weight is 176, pretty standard.
Makes me think driver or putter.
Yeah, the rim thickness is just
depth. I wish we knew more about this, but I've
2.5 centimeters. That's a thick rim, isn't it?
So that makes me think putter then.
Is a putter rim not thicker than that? Are we not talking like the very edge of it?
2.5 centimeters. So that's like an inch is 2.5 centimeters.
That makes sense.
So you're looking at like about that big. So I'm thinking putter there.
Maybe.
But anyway,
Interesting one. 3D printed discs are like they're a new wave that has some potential. We'll see if it ends up actually like panning out long term, but not a lot we can necessarily say about the disc.
yeah, we don't know anything really about the disc. As far as 3D printed discs go, I think the biggest hurdle there is the polymers or like what they're using for making the disc itself, like the plastics or whatever they're using to make the prints are not quite as durable as what we'd like for disc golf discs, but hey, maybe we'll get there.
Definitely. Let's rock it on into Trace Fun and Games. What do you got for me this week?
Okay.
And again, these two segments we make on our own, and then the other person has no clue what's
no clue, which makes things rather interesting. Because I had no clue about the stupid kangaroos last week.
I know we were picking discs. I was like caught off guard. I was like, oh God.
Okay, so what we are gonna do is I've got two of these in case you get through it pretty quickly. But I have picked a disc golfer and a disc golf disc.
Okay.
So we're gonna start out with the disc golfer.
All right.
And you have 20 questions
to figure out what disc it is.
No, this one specifically is disc golfer. So this is a person.
So you're gonna give like I just 20. Oh, you have a disc and a disc golfer. 20 questions to figure out who the disc golfer is.
Yeah, we're gonna start with the disc golfer. If you get that one quick enough,
all right. Let's run it. 20 questions. You keep count. All right.
Yeah, I got you.
They play an NPO.
Yes.
Are they from the United States?
Yes. Let's really narrow it down.
Are they from the East Coast?
I'm gonna say no.
You're gonna say no. Am I allowed? This is not a question in particular. It's more clarification.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to like give like are they from X or Y, and then you tell me like if they fit in this? Like, are they? Could I say are they from either California or Arizona? Or do I have to use two separate questions?
I think that would be two separate.
Are they from California?
No.
Are they from Arizona?
No.
Okay.
So that's 5 questions.
It's 5 questions. You said they're not from the East Coast. Are they sponsored by Discraft?
No. You're struggling more than I thought you were on this.
It's trying to like ask like tactful questions. I mean, I've got plenty. I got plenty.
Yeah.
Are they from Texas?
They are from Texas.
Yeah, that's good to know. I'll play for. Are they sponsored by Lone Star?
No. That's question number 8.
Why is my brain? Are they sponsored by Innova?
No.
Are they sponsored by Dynamic? Or I retract that. Are they sponsored by Trilogy?
Yes.
Now, are they specifically sponsored by Dynamic?
No.
Are they?
That was question. I've lost count. I think question 11.
Are they sponsored by? Which one do I want to go with? Are they sponsored by Latitude?
They are sponsored by Latitude. Don't look anything up. Come on now. You know this guy. This isn't someone like super.
Why is my brain? Is it Tristan Tanner?
It is not Tristan Tanner.
He's Latitude, right?
He is Latitude.
But he's not from Texas.
You've got 7 more questions, and you know it's a Texas man from latitude 64.
Texas man from why do I not know like my players and where they're from? Why did I even go down that
Like
route?
go the route of like
Do they have black hair?
no.
Do they have blonde hair?
Yes.
Why is my
You may not know that this person's from Texas.
blonde hair latitude 64? You really decided to throw him down because I don't throw much of those brands, and so I probably don't like.
You definitely know this guy. Like you're gonna be mad. I think you've got 4 questions left.
Texas man latitude 64. How am I being so stupid? Uh, got blonde hair, man. Why, dude? I'm stumped.
Well, ask some more like
Uh,
ask performance questions. Actually, I don't know if that'll get you.
yeah, dude. I'm at the point where I know he's blonde. He's from Texas. He's latitude 64.
Okay,
Like,
ask questions about um ask questions related to our content.
uh, questions related to our content. Has he interacted with our posts?
He has. So you're 3 left.
Is it Connor O'Reilly? Is he?
It's Connor O'Reilly.
Well, I didn't remember he was a latitude 64 sponsor.
Yeah, man.
Gosh, dang.
I was trying to get you to go towards like, has he won a pro tour? Because he has. He won the Delaware Open 2 years ago.
Almighty, Thomas.
Yeah, Connor O'Reilly.
Gosh,
What a great disc golfer.
that is a good Trey's Fun and Games. That's a hard because you did pick somebody like niche that wasn't going to be like Ricky Wysocki. Like,
Yeah, I know. I wanted to.
I didn't know he's from Texas, man.
That's what I was saying.
His head, I'm thinking like
You're thinking the Lone Star Boys. You're thinking.
well, I don't know if Brody is from Texas, but he lives in Dallas and has for plenty of time.
Yeah.
But like I was thinking in that range.
That makes sense.
Is Ricky from Texas?
He was from Arizona.
Or does he just maybe? I think you're right. He just always won the Open at Austin. It feels like.
Feels like, yes.
So let's run into a good old top 5.
Got one more for you.
We're running a little long. We'll save that one for another time.
Sounds good.
Today, our top 5. I'm going my top 5 disc golfers, and we'll specifically go MPO that I would want to make an absolutely delicious dinner. Like the like top 5 disc golfers that I think would be the best chef, like by far.
Okay.
So like,
and this is MPO only.
Yeah, some of this is going to be subjective, just based on that person just looks like they know what they're talking about.
Okay.
Coming in at number 5, and this is where confidence rolls in. I don't know anything here, but Nate Perkins looks like he just knows what he's talking about. That's a confident man.
Hey.
And I feel like that guy around a grill would be dangerous.
Hey, I don't doubt it. Perk, I feel like you can get it done.
Yeah. The next one on the list is I'm going Tristan Tanner. He's like, I didn't really necessarily go straight to the who are like the shredded guys that are probably meal prepping and stuff, but like Tristan Tanner just looks like he would make me an amazing like a chicken with like lemon stuff on the top of it. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. He looks like he knows what he's talking about. But now we're gonna get into the ones where it's like I think we're all going to agree.
Okay.
Coming in at number 3, the North Carolina man himself, Nathan Queen. I think that dude has to know his way around some barbecue.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
that man has to be the king of barbecue.
Oh yeah. So I mean, North Carolina is North Carolina. They got a good barbecue. I'm a Memphis boy myself, so we do a little bit different, but
hey, Carolina barbecue's hard to beat.
It's good stuff. So Nathan, if we're ever around, you got some barbecue, man. If you absolutely know how to cook barbecue, let me know.
We have no idea. It's just like, hey, Nathan, just make us barbecue, please.
Coming in at number 2, you always got to give it to the country boy, my man, Chris Dickerson, coming in at number 2. We know Tennessee knows how to cook.
Hey, that's exactly right.
I got family up there near Gray, so I know he knows what he's talking about.
I don't know. Does he know?
Chris Dickerson would have to know how to cook. Like, there's just something about, like, we're gonna have like a cookout out back. He's gonna make me some like real chicken. Oh yeah, that dude knows his way around like a picnic and stuff. Like that dude is a real master.
Yeah, okay, I'm ready for this number 1. If there's one answer,
it has to be Garrett Gurthie.
Double G. Absolutely.
Dude, absolutely unreal. And the Florida man, like, I mean, you know what you're doing. You want to cook me up some gator, maybe, but obviously you got the jerky. You know how to smoke that meat all the way around. I'm sure I have this. Garrett has to know how to do a really good crawfish broil, right?
Oh, I mean, probably.
He's got that in. He's got that like fisherman in him. Like,
yeah, I bet I mean, seafood. I know he's got to know his way around it.
Definitely.
But yeah.
Garrett's definitely got it.
Okay, I'm glad you at least got that right.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's the obvious number 1, and
obvious.
I was like, okay, who are the people I could probably include? Okay, like the Shredded Boys, the Ezras, the Alberts, the Gavins, like we had last week in like fighting. But like, I think those people, don't take this the wrong way if you're listening, is meal prep can become kind of bland. And I think those guys are really good at cooking quantities of food for the week. But when it comes to, really good
quality, that quality of food, I don't know if that's where beans would fall in. But
Ezra makes the best beans.
Surely. But I think that's what we've got for today. So thanks for listening to our podcast. We'll be back next week, and we'll probably be talking about All-Star Weekend.
It's going to be a good one. We're very close.
So close to the season. I'm ready to watch live disc golf. I'm just so ready.
Make it happen, Trey. Yep. Thanks for watching, y'all.
See ya.